What's up, everybody? Happy Thirsty Thursday. Welcome back to After Hours with the Crew. You excited?
I'm excited.
I'm excited. We got a great guest for you guys today. As you can see in the screen, we got Steve from the YouTube channel SIK Baggers. If you've ever done any work to your bike, you've probably went and checked out his channel to see how to do it. So welcome, Steve. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the invite. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. What do you got? Say hi.
Hi. I mean, to me, Steve does the best install video on the platform, like in the genre, hands down. Because
he's already on. You don't have to butter him up.
I don't have to butter him up. He already came. But like for anybody who's ever done an install video, people don't understand that you could probably install something in an hour and a half. But when you film something, it takes you twice long. And the way he films something is taking him more than that. I guarantee it.
Yeah. He's got it down to a science. Makes it look easy. Coming from a couple dudes who have actually tried to do it on our channel. God bless you.
Still trying to find out with that.
So what's up, man? What's going on with you?
Another man, just rocking on this Softel project. Really, I mean, it's a huge change for us, going from strictly bagger stuff to, hey, let's build a Softel, but I don't know, I guess the crappiest part about it really has just been parts, man. Like right now it's just so hard to get anything, just try to stretch out the videos and fill in with maintenance stuff and until we get parts in.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it's going good though. I think it's going good. I was really hoping we didn't lose a bunch of the bagger guys, and I was actually really surprised to see how many bagger guys comment and be like, "Hey man, I don't even own a Softail, but I'm watching this video, just to watch it, So it's pretty cool."
That is cool. Before we dive in deeper, let's do a drink check.
Come on, man.
No, you're not drinking anything. Don't act like you are. Just step off. So I'm starting out with the old Voodoo Ranger. I've drank this before on the lives and all the time. One of my favorites. Exactly. If you watch our top 5 beer video back, when was that, last
a couple of years ago?
A year and a half ago. This was in my top 5 from New Belgium. So I'm sipping on that, and then again, I will probably switch to some bourbon because I'm trying to watch the caloric intake. Getting my Daytona body going. I got
the bikini body going.
Get slightly less round for Daytona, just in case it's hot. What are you drinking, Steve? Because we know George beer is dry tonight.
Yeah, so it's Crown Black and Coke.
Nice.
Nice go-to.
What do you got there? Some sweet tea?
I got some iced tea. Iced tea, some diet iced tea.
Diet. I was gonna say you need to chill on the sugar there, pal.
Yep. So and we have a poppin' side chat.
What we got going on?
The V Twin podcast and Brian the Biker were the first in.
Nice.
We got Drew Win Rhodes here, Dallas Face Mullet, Moose. We got man, these guys are just Creator World. And we have Life on the Blacktop here, Midnight Rider, and Vern hanging out, Iowa Hog Rider, of course. And I know I'm gonna miss people, Maurice, and we have Azura Rudd in the side chat.
Yeah.
So from Zero, Dad with a bike, what's happening?
Dad with a bike is drinking mead. Nice.
Yeah.
I wish I could find some good mead.
What's up, Angry Boomer? He's drinking Crown Royal again.
Nice. So before we dive into YouTube stuff, why don't you tell us a little bit about your riding history, how long you've been riding, what you're currently riding, maybe what your first bike ever was?
Yeah, so it started when I was a little kid, probably 7. Got my first motorcycle. Did the whole dirt bike stuff growing up, 3-wheelers, death traps, all that good stuff. Just worked my way into, did the whole, I hate to even admit it, but did the whole crotch rocket scene. Did that for several years, probably had 8 different ones, And then I grew up around Harleys. Like my dad, this was back in the day when it was just choppers. Everybody built choppers in the driveway, and that's what I grew up around. And then I kind of, as I got older, got into Harleys, I guess. I don't know. So it's kind of went from there, it's a couple of Softails, V-Rod, right into the bagger world, and now back to Softail again somehow. So, but current rides are, I have the 14 Street Glide. We've got the 15 Road Glide build, and now the 15 Softail, and a new bike that we just bought, 2021. Not quite sure I want to announce what I bought, but it was the Sportster S. We picked that up.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a little different. We've had a lot of issues with it already. Like 40 miles on it's been in there for warranty.
There she is.
Mary's here. Yeah. So, but we haven't even really got to ride the Sportster S. It's kind of it's going to be a little side project, and we'll be making some announcements on that in the future. Hey, slide on in. Say hi.
Wheel on over there.
This is SIK Bagger. Nice.
So yeah, it's that's gonna be some cool content, man.
Yeah, it's I was talking to a couple of different YouTube guys, and we were kicking around ideas about like just making the channel grow. I guess we're up to about, I think we're just a few shy of 56,000 right now, but we've really limited ourselves to just baggers. We talked about that the other day, me and Bert. And when you limit yourself to just the bagger group, it's hard to get that whole like rounded community in there. And just, I think picking up the Softail is going to help. And hopefully if we, whatever we do with this Sportster S, we'll get some of that crowd in too, hopefully.
Well, I would gladly put Bert on a Sportster S for, to grow the channel in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm down.
In a minute.
It's a cool bike. I can't wait till it gets warm here. It's not warm here. So not much riding right now. Just sitting there. So, but yeah, that's how I got into, I've always been into bikes, man, like forever, since I was a kid.
Nice.
It's cool.
Nice. So you want to introduce the
Yeah, this is my fiance, Mary.
Hi.
Hi, Mary.
That puts up with all my shit.
Nice. The postmaster, busy at work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Recommend it for everyone.
No.
With a smile.
Right.
Man, oh man.
It's a great job.
So how long have you guys been together? An eternity? No? You don't know? I put you on the spot?
It's 6 years.
6 years.
Okay.
There you go.
Just
Cool.
waiting to see if he said the right answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was saying, yeah. He looked over at her like he was waiting for her to answer the question. She was like,
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Mhm.
oh man.
There, yeah. Okay. So what do you got for
What do we got for questions? Ba-ba.
I mean, the YouTube is obvious.
Yeah, man. So we talked about what you're riding. We like went right into there. This is, I can't ask this guy this question though. Like,
What's the question?
I don't
can't even see it.
No,
you can't ask.
how do you
That's-
ask?
that's
How do you
not-
ask Steve about mods on a bike?
Yeah. Tell us what mods you've done to your bike, Steve.
Because
Yeah. Okay.
like,
Yeah. So,
Like,
we recently put out an entire video on
yeah,
each build.
and that was a cool video.
Just because, I just sat here one day and I was like, geez, man, like every morning I'm up at, 4:00 in the morning. I come in here and I dedicate the first 2 hours of my day to nothing but YouTube, emails, Facebook, all the social media stuff. And a lot of the questions that I get on YouTube, usually they don't pertain to what in that video. They see something else, and they may be new to the channel or whatever, or maybe missed the video. And they're like, hey, what floorboards are those? Or what seat is that? Or what lights are those? And so I thought it would just be kind of a cool, just do a complete walk around, and share a small bit of my experience with each part, not a bunch. It was already a long, those are 20-minute videos. So just sharing itty bitty pieces of, my experience with each company and parts, so turned out to be really good videos. So, and I can always refer people back to them.
For the record, though, when we bought the Street Glide, he said it was perfect the way it was. He sat down the bike. It's perfect. It's already got changes to it that we need. We're not going to have to do anything. Nothing's the same except for the motor.
Yeah.
Well, here, life on the blacktop hit it, and this is what I thought was funny. Rumor has it that the frame is the only thing left that's Harley labeled.
You got it, Brian. That is dead on, buddy.
That's great.
Heck yeah, man.
That's too funny.
So, go ahead.
No, so I just wanted to get into the YouTube. Like, how long have you had the SIK Baggers channel, and what possessed you to want to do that?
Her, really.
Aww.
So we bought the Street Glide, and I was just starting to add little stuff. You know how everybody does. You kind of want to personalize it to you, and just buying just little foot pegs and whatever. And she said, hey, you should do a video. Every time you do an install, do a video of it because you're good at teaching whatever. So I did. And if you look back at like those videos,
those first ones are quite funny.
Yeah. Like you really, I think every YouTuber experiences that, when you first start, you're just trying to find your line, and what works for you and what doesn't. And, that was, so the beginning, with any YouTube, it's tough, and YouTube is relentless. I mean, the people on YouTube, I've met a ton of great people, but there will always be one person that will point out this mistake or that mistake. And those are the things that you take and you grow. It's easy to get mad at that person for being like, oh, you pointed out a mistake I made. You know what I mean? But if you just take that information and grow and learn, and so the next video is better, each time. So, and you could see the progression in our videos where it went from, I can't believe I shot that video to, now. So yeah.
Yeah, we got some comments on a video, and Bert was like, "Listen, we got some criticism, and they're not wrong." Like,
most of the time they're not,
And I personally, like, I'm the one that actually responds to most of the stuff that's negative. You just try to shy away from it.
Yeah.
But I don't care about constructive criticism. Like a lot of the times, some of the stuff, it's like, yeah, you're right. I can't even be mad at you. It's like, you're right.
You're right.
It's the people that are, jerk offs about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Constructive criticism. If they get on there and they're cool about it and they're like, hey man, or offer a suggestion to maybe do that this way, and it's a little easier. Everybody kind of has their own way of working on bikes.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm doing my videos, I mean, kind of some of it's from the service manual, like this is your torque specs and stuff like that. But then there's that side of, I've already done this 5 or 6 times and I've found better ways to do it or faster ways to do it.
Yeah.
So it kind of comes from both, but everybody has their own way of doing it. And you're right, though. If you get guys on YouTube that are, by 4:15, my blood pressure is through the roof, and I just have to walk away. And I used to argue with them, and I just don't now. I'm like, all right, cool, man. Thanks. I don't. It's just not worth it. But the guys that do get on there, hey man, can I offer? I met a cool dude. There's a guy from Europe, huge YouTube channel. Came over to check out the tab performance video I did, and he actually was super cool. Ended up being a really cool dude. We talk now, and just offered us to sit there like, well, how the hell did I never think of that?
Mm-hmm.
But super cool guy. You got a lot of those. So it makes up for a-holes on.
The good definitely outweighs the bad. Even
Yeah.
I can only imagine the amount of bad you have with your size, like knowing what we get at our size, and just extrapolate that out. Like,
yeah.
you
Sometimes, I mean, I just found that it's just easy enough to delete somebody one click, and my blood pressure doesn't go up.
Anybody?
I've hidden a few people from the channel.
Have you?
So.
Oh, are you scared? Are you afraid?
Nah, just whatever. Just the beauty is people know that when they get hidden from the channel, that they're not, they don't know they've been hidden from the channel.
Get this one? Did you address this?
I did. Thank you, Gilbert. I didn't want to
man.
cut Steve off. He says, "Can you ask him how he likes the airbags on his bike, and are they lifetime warranty?"
So I'm assuming the air ride. Yeah. What we're talking about. So yeah, we're currently running the dirty air on both bikes. And with the Softtail, Dirty doesn't do anything with that really, I don't think, but we're going to be going with a different company on that. But the dirty air has been great. I love it.
Really?
I mean, it hands down one of the best rides I mean, just being able to drop it on a center stand and, which a lot of people ask me, what's the benefit of having a center stand? Well, there's not. It just looks cool. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? Absolutely. There's zero benefit to having a center stand. So
it's actually it can be kind of a bad thing at times depending on where you're parked. So
right. So the only thing I found great with the air ride and the center stand is if you working on your bike. How many times I just drop the bike is upright, it's straight. You can do work on it. Your handlebars aren't flopping everywhere, and But I mean, outside of that, but the air ride and the lifetime warranty, I'm not really sure on that, man. I would have to double check. I mean, Dirty's got a great warranty deal. They're not going to leave you hanging. I know that if something happens. So
what other in all your days of messing with bikes, what other suspension have you had?
So I've run the Legends. I think everybody that it searches any exhaust. I mean, they're expensive. They're good. They're another one of those companies, and I don't talk bad about them. They make a great suspension system. It's just the price. It's up there, and there's suspensions that are just as good that maybe aren't. You don't have that bragging rights of I've got Legends on my bike. So ran the JNR air ride for a while. Within a year we had quite a bit of issues with those. So we switched over to Dirty, and we've had zero issues. That's really about it. I haven't ran a whole bunch. When I first got into the baggers, I started running the Legends and then switched to air, just straight air. So not a whole.
We're both in the market trying to figure out what the heck we're going to do. Yeah. So it's like we're interested in people's opinions on that.
Yeah.
Probably not air for me, but I don't know. You're not saying no though.
I don't say no to anything.
Yeah.
So
the Dirty Bird air video, like that the guy's saying there, it's been a pretty popular video, and I think Dirty Air probably, benefited quite a bit from that video, just because probably cut down on a lot of phone calls, where they can just watch the full install. I see a lot of install videos that are done because, I do the videos, but I'm also kind of a YouTube junkie. You know what I mean? Like if I can't figure out how to do something, straight to YouTube. There's probably a video on it, And I think that's where my attention to detail came in, because I see a lot of videos that gets to the one part that you're like wanting to see, and they just kind of fumble through it or skip it because it was hard, and that's the one part you're having trouble with. So, that's to give a full install video from like A to B, that benefits.
It does,
instead of just being like, oh, here it is,
It's not easy. I got a couple of questions that I've got starred that I don't want to forget about here. First one comes from Azura. Are we all going to meet up out in Sturgis? So are you headed to Sturgis? Any chance?
We're going, aren't we? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're planning on it. I mean, we're definitely going to Daytona, but I don't.
Yep.
Sturgis, we're trying.
So we will be in Daytona. My days just got approved off like, I don't know, a day or so ago. So we are definitely going to be in Daytona for the beginning part of the rally.
Yeah. So I was discussing this with Steve last night.
Yeah.
We'll be there for the first weekend, and then we're going to be right over in Orlando for the rest of the week. So there's a good chance that we will make it back over to Daytona sometime later in the week, so we can meet up with some other people like yourself and whoever else is going to be there later in the week.
Yeah.
So that's our plan right now. Sturgis, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's quite a
ball game.
That's a whole nother ball game. Is right. And Trout, real quick.
We got to get to 56K, and then we can go to Sturgis every year.
I know, right? There you go. Trout Shreves had a question. Let me find it. Let me just find it in the chat real quick.
Also, Droop, I saw your comment, man. You know where to reach us. You said you had something you wanted to tell us, so you know where to message us on Instagram, or you can just shoot it to our Baggers and Brews at Gmail account if you want, whatever.
So Trout says he has a 2007 Electra Glide and gets the death wobble at 95 miles an hour.
What?
Would a new suspension help, or would you put a frame stiffer kit on it? Well, it's an 07, so we just have somebody with a death wobble. So if you haven't done your neck bearings, that might be where you want to start.
That's the first place I would start is neck bearings, for sure.
Because we will tell you, if you leave that go.
So Steve said he's basically, I don't want to misspeak, but we talked the other night and you joked about being a YouTube mechanic, right? And that's the first thing he said. And yet we went to two different Harleys with Austin's issue. And how long did it take to get to that?
Here's my opinion though on that. I don't think those Harleys wanted to touch a bike with a fat tire.
Yeah, it seemed that way, right?
That seemed to be. As a matter of fact, and I'm not, you can do your homework and go watch videos and find out where we were. But the one mechanic came out back and he looked at Austin. He's like, "Oh, the tire's on backwards." And Steve.
No, that's no joke. That's exactly how it went down.
Yeah.
And from that moment, they clearly didn't want anything to do with that bike.
So for those who don't know, when you run some of these fat tire kits, the tire gets mounted on backwards. So talking about that real quick, why is that, Steve?
That's a good question.
It's the directional rotation. It's a rear tire. So, yeah.
I still don't get it though. It's the rear tire.
Both tires spin the
on
same
the back.
way.
It's still spinning that way. Why would the front does that?
Yeah, it's just recommended by everybody to run it backwards. So when everybody says run it backwards, you run it backwards.
All right.
Huh. I mean, okay.
Zura says Adam Rugg did an install on a Cirrus saddlebag. John Maxwell did the install on the Cirrus saddlebag extensions. I miss John's videos.
Yeah, well,
he hasn't done a video
in
a
real
while.
shop.
When you get your 9 to 5 rolling. Leads and Bags has a couple questions here. He says, "What kind of audio setup do you have on the Whiskey Project?"
Good question.
Hey Eddie, so that's all PRV and Stetson and Sound Digital amps. So all PRV in the dash, PRV in the lids, and now in the saddlebag lid. So, but that's all. I think the saddlebag lid we're going to pull. That's a bit much for me. We've got the dual 8s and the tweeters up there, but I think we're going to go back to the stock saddle or the tour pack lid. It's a bit much. So
okay.
Sorry,
and
I'm just checking out.
He has another question. We'll get to here in a minute. For those who may not know, tell us a little bit about the Whiskey Project.
Yeah. So the Road Glide, I swore to God I would never Road Glide. Ever hated them. I could not stand the way those things looked. Big honking goofy fairing. We went to
last time,
we're Baddest Bagger.
That's what.
Yeah,
That was Paul's.
we went to Baddest Bagger and we saw the 180, the original 180. It was one of the first fat tires that was put on. He was at the Baddest Bagger show in Kentucky. Remember the red and white bike?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I told her then, I said, if I ever get a Road Glide, it'll have a fat tire on it, because that to me just makes that fairing and everything look normal. Like, I think Harley should sell a Road Glide with a fat tire on it.
Agree with that.
You can put a fat tire on a Sportster 2021. You can put them on a Road Glide. So, so when we got it, it was just the Street Glide was pretty well, I think, done. Like, there's not a whole lot more I could do to that bike. So we decided to do a Road Glide. Now, there's not a lot of differences, from the neck back. It's the same bike. But it gave us a fresh kind of palette to go a different direction. Like, instead of all chrome, we blacked it out. Instead of a 21, we did a fat tire. We just kind of changed things up. But, although we did do a lot of the Advan black parts on it as well, but different colors. So that's pretty much where that bike was kind of came into play. We just started shopping for one and found one by St. Louis that was pretty well stock, had slip-ons on it,
And he was honest about that one.
Yeah.
He bought it to change it.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy that sold it to us he's a super nice guy, and you could tell he didn't want to sell it. I don't think his wife wanted it, and we did. So he was trying to sell me on it. I'll check out the radio, and it's got a really good radio in it and all this. I'm like, okay, And then after we bought it, I told him what we were going to do with it. So then, so he's been pretty cool. He's watched the whole build on the video.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool to be able to watch somebody buy your bike and then rebuild it. That's got to be pretty neat.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the Softtail too. The gentleman we bought that from, he's an older guy, and he had some health issues and stuff, and just had to get rid of the bike. And so we got it, and it was, had a few things done to it, exhaust, I think of stage 1. And then, so he's been, every time we do a video, he'll text me, that looks really cool, man. So it's good to see him watching it.
Yeah. That leads us to,
hold on, before you hit that, I just want to address Full Throttle Hog's comment.
Okay.
He said he's thinking about Daytona, but flying in. Ryan, do it, man. That can count as your trip to the East Coast, man. Fly in, come hang out, man. We'd love to have you there and get to hang out with you. So if you're thinking about it, you should just do it. Okay,
nice.
Go ahead.
That Professional Monkey says if it came from St. Louis, you can't trust it.
Who's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, we're not. Well, there goes half of my computer in the floor, but so we're what, hour and 45 minutes away from St. Louis, I guess.
From St. Louis.
Yeah.
So the Softtail, just to start talking about that, and I don't know if you could talk about this because it might involve some content coming up, but Leads and Bags wants to know, what parts are you waiting on?
Well, yeah, it's Eddie. Yeah. So on the Softel project right now, a wire harness from Harley that they swear got shipped. Haven't seen it in 3 months. We were waiting on the spacers from Harley, because we actually bought the DNA wheels from LEDs and Bags, Mr. Eddie there, and my dummy didn't order the spacers. So it's just things like that, things that you think that little stuff like that, it's always, $2,000 waiting on $50, so
yeah,
it seems to be Harley parts that have been, oh, we can get it, and then 2 months later you get it. So
yeah, it's and it's tough now when it's hard to get parts and you have something that's like, now you got to wait a couple of weeks for it. It's
yeah. And I made the mistake, and I got the wheels and the rotors and everything, and waited, I think, probably about 2 weeks to get them, and then I go to install them, and I'm like, I didn't get chrome spacers. So I go up to Harley thinking a couple of days, and 2 weeks later I get spacers. And so we actually just shot that video will drop actually Monday or Sunday. It'll drop Sunday. The DNA video. So really changed the look of the bike. I like them. Looks really cool.
All right. All right. Did you have another question there?
No. What do you got on
there? I'd like to know, and it's funny. People who watch YouTube, think that don't necessarily understand what goes into having a YouTube channel, and doing other types of videos like ride videos or doing motovlog videos or doing.
We can talk about that.
These, we can talk about that. He might not want to talk about that one, but but what on average, like into editing and filming an install video, what is your average time commitment, you think?
So I mean, time as far as installing it and videoing, but just like you were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. If it takes me 30 minutes to do it without shooting a video, you can guarantee it's going to take 3 hours if I'm shooting a video. You had kind of made the comment it takes twice as long, and I just kind of laughed like, well, I try to be as detailed oriented as I can with the videos, and that includes camera angles, and there's a lot of times, and I'll be honest with you, you guys, you don't see this, but because I, of course, edit it out, but there's a lot of times where I will shoot a specific part of the install and then I'll watch it back and be like, damn, I had my hand in the way or my shoulder was in the way. Or so I will actually take the part back off, put the stock part back on and shoot it from another angle just so you can see what I did. And it's happened a few times, but I've tried to learn my lesson and make sure that I look at the camera and I make sure I'm not getting in the way. But, some like we did the fat tire install. Mm-hmm. I can do a fat tire install without shooting a video in probably 3 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah.
That to shoot. So you've got 3 days of shooting, and now you have to take all that video inside, all of your cussing and dropping wrenches and,
a lot
of cussing. Grabbing the wrong wrenches, the wrong sizes, whatever. And as prepared as you think you are, you're usually not. There's always something I got to walk away and go find a tool or drop a 10 millimeter and have to search all over the garage for it. But then you have the editing side. So, you guys know the editing is not fun.
Wow.
And go through all of that video. And then make some kind of tangible video at the end that everybody understands.
Yeah. And that flows, that has a flow to it. It's just, it's tough, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's been times like the microphone batteries have went dead. Mm-hmm. And I've shot an entire 20-minute section and my microphone wasn't on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do? Do you go back and do a voiceover and it sounds all goofy, or do you go back and reshoot it? It happens. It's frustrating. It's very time consuming.
It depends on the timeline. We filmed something, two of us just a few weeks ago, and we had two wireless mics that we've been using, the little lav mics, and mine wasn't on. Mine wasn't on. So we're like, maybe it'll be okay. And then I go back and listen to it. And
I specifically remember asking you to check audio before you left that night. And you're like, hey, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
We're good.
And then I get a text, hey, we're going to have to reshoot that.
Yeah.
So what does Mary, do you have any role part in the channel? Do you help with anything, or are you just watching from the outside?
The sounding board.
Usually from the outside. I think I made one debut because he didn't have anybody to help hold apart. So I did get to do that. I'm the one that aggravates him while he's trying to edit. He's not very patient with it either.
Busy making sure we get our mail, man.
Right.
Get that mail.
That's very important.
I need that junk mail.
That's it. Listen, Azura's got a question. Put people on the spot.
Yeah.
Who are both of your favorite influencers to follow and watch?
Both. Who should you mean by both?
I think both. Like,
Those two, or
them and us? I think.
Favorite.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll start. And it's hard. I don't get a ton of time, as you can imagine, to really sit down and watch YouTube. Usually when I'm on YouTube, it's because I'm looking for something, I need help on something. We all have our, what I like to call our pay grades, and then if something's above our pay grade, we go to YouTube and we try to figure it out. But I've got several guys that I like to just, if I do have a little bit of time, to just sit down and watch and see what's going on with them, I'll pop on
You guys.
I'll pop on your guys' channel, see who you're interviewing or talking or what you guys are doing. Brian, of course, over at Blacktop, every now and again we'll watch his videos. Of course, I like to send him texts and just give him shit about whatever he's doing, and that's all. So, but John used to be, John Maxwell, dude, that guy. I don't care. Every video he did, he's just an entertaining guy. He was a good guy to watch, and it kind of, it sucks that, but I get it. You know what I mean? We stopped down and met John at his shop. We were talking about that last night when we went to Florida for vacation, and we just kind of detoured to Georgia because I used to be stationed at Fort Benning. So I thought it'd be cool to go back through Fort Benning, and that's where John's at. So we popped into his shop just kind of unannounced and hung out for about an hour or so. And
super nice
guy, but man, he had bikes. I mean, he has to come in and move out 15 bikes just to work on the 2 or 3 that he's blowing it up down there. And that's great. It's awesome for him, but it leaves him very little time.
Yeah.
He's not working for Harley anymore, getting that steady paycheck.
No.
Yeah.
He has to put in the work. So leaves him. But I mean, there's several. I just when I get a chance.
Who are you watching?
Well, for me, it's not gonna be Motor Vlogger. And I think what people don't necessarily get, like Steve said, the bigger your channel gets and the more you're doing, unfortunately, the less time you have to watch YouTube, which was probably the reason you started a YouTube channel.
Right.
It's it is what it is. I watch a lot of the editing stuff. I watch me some Peter McKinnon. It's everybody knows it. The guy is he's a filmmaker on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, and lately I've been watching Little King Leather Goods.
Doesn't Peter McKinnon have a restraining order against you?
He might actually. He might.
Yeah. So I admittedly have a lot of time to watch YouTube.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So I work from home. So in my office, I have a TV set up with my Fire Stick. I watch YouTube. I have it playing in the background while I work. So I really try to support all of these channels that watch our stuff and comment. And, I try to give them the same support that they give us. So I, if nothing else, I'm at least having it run so you're getting credit for the view. I try to pay attention. But I mean, again, it's a lot of the same. Like there's the ones that I definitely I'm going to watch, and it was Maxwell. Obviously, he hasn't done anything. It's Brian from formerly from Blacktop Devil. Your stuff, again, is one where to me, it's just you do such a good job of it. I watch even when it's something that I'm never, ever going to do to my bike. I still watch that. Ryan from Full Throttle Hog. I always watch his stuff. Of course, Adam. I think most of us probably watch Adam's stuff. Even though nowadays a lot of his stuff isn't even anything I'm necessarily interested in. I just, you've been watching. Kind of habit to support him and
for so long.
Yeah, I've been watching him since the Facebook days. And then just honestly, I mean, I do. Again, we were talking about this earlier. Some non-motorcycle stuff. I watch Jeremy Sires and his whiskey and cigar stuff. I watch that whenever he puts something out. The rest of it, man, it's my. I follow all these YouTubers, all these guys, no matter how big their channel is or how small it is. I follow them and they pop up in my feed and I try to watch them. But sometimes it might just be kind of half watching. But.
Yeah. Who are your music influencers?
Like talking about different, like motorcycle stuff. Like there's a guy called That Chapter.
Okay.
It's a guy named Mike that does he does like, I don't know, like murder crap.
But it's real life.
He's entertaining. Like he talks about different things, different court cases and stuff like that. I don't know. It's like
that's cool.
I don't know how to explain it, but
we like to watch murder.
Yeah, murder shows. I don't know, but yeah, he's from Europe or somewhere, but he's really cool. Yeah, he's a good dude to watch. But I mean, he's like really the only, I guess, probably non-motorcycle stuff that we watch. Rest of the stuff, is all usually motorcycle stuff.
Yeah.
So I started watching, and this was from listening to Pro Monkey, and he mentioned this guy a couple times. So finally, I was like, I gotta see what this guy's about. Not really normally someone I would watch, but
the Vice Grip Garage guy.
No, not that. That I don't want to watch anything that has to do with cars because I'm just not into cars. But Fortnite.
Oh, that's what you asked me the other day.
Oh, I've watched several of his videos. Yeah.
He's funny, man.
I think it got related to Fortnite, and I'm like, what is Bert doing?
Fortnite. Yeah. He's good. His stuff is good. It's really well done. His humor is really good that he kind of just slips in there. He's pretty fun. Yeah. I like it.
So he's been like his subscriber, like what's he, million something? He's way up there.
Yeah, he is up
there.
So
I found him a couple of years ago. Actually, we just did that Christmas list video, kind of like top, Christmas list stuff for motorcycle guys. So I had found him. He was one of the videos that I was talking about a couple of years ago that I found just searching YouTube, top motorcycle gifts or whatever. And that's how I found him. And I was like, at first I was like, oh, this guy's just he's just pushing crap that he makes money off of. You know what I mean? So then I had it popped up in my history and started watching some of his videos. And he puts a lot of time into the videos that he makes.
Yeah, he does.
And the research that he does. He's funny, like you said, but he invests a ton of time.
He's funny because it's not like the whole thing's not like just comedy, but he just slips in these one-liners.
Yeah,
as he's talking about serious stuff. It's just.
I gotta watch him now. I gotta watch him.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's a young guy too.
He's smart too. He's
very smart.
Talking about is above my pay grade. I have no idea what he's talking about, but it's still funny.
Stevie Foe in the house says he just watched a Fortnite helmet video like an hour ago.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. What else? Who else? Real quick, let's hit on the side chat while you're over there. Who else you got in there?
It is hopping, man.
I see El Buffalo's in there. What's up, El Buffalo?
Steve Bates, the monkey popped in, is hanging out here. Moose.
I thought I saw Tory Midwest a while ago. What's up, man?
Tory Midwest is here. And Andrew here. He was on with us last week. I wonder how cold is it in Minnesota tonight? He said it was negative 26 when we were on last week.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I was like,
that's you need to move weather.
Yeah.
No.
Who else?
Absolutely no.
Busted Knuckle.
We're not all getting to live in Florida like the Pro Monkey.
I know.
Yeah.
You got to work on that one.
No, you got to work on that. My wife is in. It's your wife that's the problem.
I'm telling you.
Stacy.
Look who else just popped in.
Who popped in?
Daryl from Tolleson Life.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
We got
to meet them out in Sturgis this year. That was actually a nice little highlight.
Daytona, wrong rally.
I'm sorry, Daytona. I was just watching his Sturgis video.
He just posted the
Daytona rather. At the Iron Horse.
We met them at the Iron Horse, and they are full-time RVing it, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Full-time RVing it. So if you're following Tolleson Life like most of us are, and you've seen they haven't, historically he's put out like a video a month or a video here and there, you're going to see a lot more stuff coming out from them.
Your wife is not paying attention to the live stream.
No.
She doesn't even understand what I was yelling at her about.
No. Here we go. Here's a guest.
You need to go upstairs and set her straight.
This is my Uncle Bob Roberts. That's his name. Robert Roberts.
Your
Robert
uncle?
Squared. Yep. Hanging out. Another Florida guy.
Huh.
He's in Tampa.
What's up, Uncle? I got peoples in Tampa.
Yep. So Angry Boomer says the Pine Barrens of Florida. There's a Florida in New York too, Angry Boomer. You're not far from it.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Oh, Admittedly, the Piney Princesses, they're not paying attention.
So there you go.
I swear, man.
So a little while back, Raider World asked the question, and why Advan Black?
Good question. We were getting there, so that's a good segue.
You know.
So like, why do I work for them?
Or why do you? I don't. You know, first of all, I don't think people might.
I don't know if everybody knows that.
First of all, I think we know that, but I think people might not know that you actually do work for Advan Black. So,
Right.
That's
So yeah, I've been with Advan Black for going on 6 years now. So I started with them when there was just a handful of employees. I mean, really, we did like 5 colors and maybe 10 parts, and they brought me on board to do the tech stuff. And of course, if you go back and look at a lot of my older videos, we have a lot of the Advan Black install videos on my channel. And then, I just think as we grew, it was just time to make its own channel. So I run that channel as well, so not on top of my channel, I have to, do the Advan Black stuff too. The install videos, which I don't do a review, I do the install, like just this is how you put it on, kind of stuff. But still running 2 channels and running all the comments and questions and stuff off of both is very time consuming. But Advan Black's been great, man. Like I at first, I was like, they were a really small company just kind of coming out, and they were hitting a market that wasn't covered by anybody. All the guys with the bagger stuff could get parts, but what was the number one problem with getting parts? You can get them. Now you got to find a painter, get them painted, make sure it matches, get them put on your bike. So that we kind of fell into a groove in a place that was wide open, as far as like sending painted products to people. And, it's ABS stuff that it's just like the stuff that comes on the $25,000 bike you just bought, so, and the color match has been great. We're up to like 90 something colors now, 40 something parts. So both of our bikes are covered in Advan Black stuff, front to back. Love it.
I love it too. You
So,
love it?
I don't have any of it yet.
You don't?
No.
Huh.
Somebody's bike is going through the Roguelite transformation. So
your bike is brand new. What could it possibly need?
Use a lot of stuff. Sexy front fender.
Listen,
you
gotta be nice to Alan.
Gotta be nice to Alan. We like Alan, man.
Alan called me up the other night. He's like, Steve? And I'm like, through the internet, YouTube small world. He's like, I didn't know you know Steve. He's our tech, right? And I'm like, yeah, no. He's like, oh, you're having him on your live. And I'm like, yeah. He said, what are you guys going to talk about? I said, motorcycles, Advan Black,
right?
His YouTube channel.
It was we were in SEMA in Vegas. We were out at SEMA in Vegas 3 or 4 years ago when Alan and them came on board, and it's been great to work with them.
Yeah,
he's been awesome. I mean, it's only been since July, but it's been so easy. And
yeah. So
Pro
Monkey says he can't wait to party with him in Daytona.
Yeah.
So I think Pro Monkey's going to be there in Daytona with Alan and you guys. You guys will be there for that first weekend.
Yeah.
And then we're coming in, I think Wednesday through the second weekend.
Okay.
And we're actually going to try to do, we will be doing a meet and greet at the Advan Black tent, which will be there off and on you know, throughout the whole week. Every time we go over there, we'll swing by there and hang out for a while. But that's kind of the way we did it last time. And then, of course, we're gonna. I think we're setting up a meet and greet with Ciro too.
Right.
So,
Nice.
Well, we're looking to set something up, and we haven't really figured it out yet, but it'd probably be at one of those tents.
Yeah,
They've both been really good to us.
right.
We did the thing this past Biketoberfest, where we did it at a bar and whatnot, but I think we're gonna have less time, so we're probably gonna try to kill a couple birds with one stone.
Be at the vendors.
Yeah. And Alan already said, he's like, oh, if you're coming down, you gotta put your bike out in front of our tent.
The bike over there,
since it's like loaded with Advan stuff now.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, look, and it's the color match of the stuff that we've gotten.
Man.
It's people. You have to see it. I mean, it is on. It is spot on. It's amazing how they do that with so many different paint colors. And now it seems like you guys are doing it even faster and faster.
Yeah.
Right. Like it used to be a little bit of a lag, when the models came out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So the 2020s came out when they dropped last year, I think, and then that, the new Snake Venom came out and everybody was like, oh, you can't match that. We matched it in like 4 days.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, the painters that we have are amazing. I even kind of joked around, was like, yeah, good luck, but they matched it really quick. And, and then this year, the 2022s just dropped. And I think there was only 3 new colors. They recycled a lot of colors on the 22s. So there was a reef blue, red line red, and gauntlet white. I think those are the only 3 new colors on the baggers this year.
Gauntlet white. Yeah, there is a gray. I think the gray is a little bit different, right?
Yeah. So one was
gunship gray or something like that.
Gray, and then one was a gunship gray. Yeah, which are different. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so four new colors.
Yeah. Listen, I'm partial to the gray.
Beats the poop brown you used to have.
Oh man, don't be mad because I bought your bike.
You did. Well, listen, there's one thing I've learned. There's one thing I've learned around George and Austin is don't mention anything that you like, because they're sure to buy it before you get a chance to. So, I got one, baby. Thank you. Beer delivery, because my woman. Where's your? Oh, you know.
Yo.
Oh, you're out of tea too, huh? Huh? You might want to text your woman. Yeah. Don't. If you see something that you like, you just got to keep that. You can't tell your friends.
Keep it inside, right? Go get it.
Just saying.
He can't
don't give me dirty looks.
He can't not do that. He's a sharer. He likes to share.
I do like to share. Baggers and Brews, they do and have been for 25 years, just making sure the streak continues.
We were talking in the side chat, talking about she asked Tolson Life if they were going to Daytona.
Yeah.
And
and he told us when we saw him in October that he'd keep coming as long as they keep putting out a good rally. So
yeah, I think his words were, as long as the magic is there.
Yeah, that is what he said. Cool dude, man. Really cool dude. You haven't met him, have you? Yeah, no, really cool dude. He's just charismatic, and now we're getting tea delivery. You're a copycat again, copycat. Your whole crew, a bunch of copycats. You steal my bike. Your wife copies my wife.
Yeah, my Sick Boy hat's in the mail. Actually, I ordered.
I got mine for free because Sick Boy likes me.
Here, we could talk about this real quick. That with the folks got a great question. Theories on HD's 126 announcement.
Theories?
I mean, it's their model year announcement that they're doing virtual like they do every year.
Oh, on January 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any theories.
So is this the
model year?
Dyna Bagger they're getting ready to drop?
Dyna Bagger.
Dude, I've saw 2 pictures of it, and it actually happened to be on TikTok of all places, one of those goofballs over there that does pretty funny videos. But he actually dropped a couple of pictures of a Dyna bagger. And so I went up and asked my Harley tech here in town, and he was like, "Yep, it's getting ready to drop." So,
Nice.
Listen,
I
I
don't
just
know, man.
need to address Moose real quick. He wants us to get matching bikes, wear bedazzled jeans, and wear matching Affliction shirts. Affliction doesn't make shirts that fit me, so we're not going to do that. And then Crocs.
Yeah, rocking them right now.
Steve, do you wear Crocs?
No,
Would you wear Crocs?
I have shit kicker boots on, buddy. Would I wear Crocs?
He wouldn't.
Yeah, so nah, I can't.
Man.
Nice. Check for me. Crocs. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, so I'll be honest here, only because I've had an entire couple of drinks. So Crocs are like I put my feet in them and they're amazing.
Why'd you do that?
I can't like. Then I look down at them and I'm like, "Yep, nope."
Yes, no, exactly. Yes, no.
Can't
no.
pull the trigger.
You're like, "Yeah, these are really. Oh my god!" And then you're
And
like,
that's the difference between you and George. See, George put them on, felt how awesome they were. He looked down and still said yes.
yeah, yeah. So I can't. I mean, I can't sit here and go, "Those they're uncomfortable," because they're not. I mean, it was amazing actually. But then I looked at them and I was like,
Not matter.
"No."
Crocs are anti-fatigue mats that you wear. Genius.
Comfort does not matter. Everybody in side chat still talking about bikes, and we're over here talking about Crocs.
Yeah, listen, I want to know what's going on with the January Harley announcement.
I have no idea. They're going to announce some stuff, and it's probably going to be underwhelming, and everybody's going to complain about it.
I mean, the Bronx, is the Bronx back yet? Whether there's talk about that coming, I don't know if that is. What the story with that is, I don't know.
I have no idea, man.
I have no idea what they're gonna do. We're
Your wife says the Crocs are horrible.
here. We go with the Crocs. Angry Boomer says my midwife was wearing Crocs when she delivered my son 20 years ago.
Were you wearing Crocs 20 years ago?
Listen, I'm. You know, people may not know. I am a nurse.
He is a nurse.
So I have,
Mr. Fokker over here.
you know, been wearing clogs for a long time.
Didn't just want to be a doctor, huh?
No. Probably should have been.
So have you been wearing Crocs for 20 years?
Not for 20 years, no. But I've worn like hospital clogs before Crocs. Yeah.
Hospital clogs?
Yeah, like a clog. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you got on that, Steve? What do you think? I got nothing.
Yeah, no.
You said clogs. You completely lost me. And that
Well,
point, at that point, I'm almost glad you're wearing Crocs.
It's basically what a croc is. A croc is a clog. I mean, it's the same
Right,
type of shoe.
boy.
It's
So like my go-to shoes are like my Chucks.
Mhm.
You know, I've got leather Chucks, canvas Chucks. I got a bunch of Chucks. Unfortunately, I'm old and they're not great on my feet. So they look cool, but they kind of suck.
They do suck for walking around.
Yeah. When you're
Very
doing a
thin
lot of
soles.
walking. Like we went to Chicago for a week, and we walked and walked. Yeah, and I took my Chucks. It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Then just boots in the winter, you know. But
The Vans are pretty good for walking.
I think what I may do at Daytona is just take the boots off once we park
And wear Crocs.
and wear Crocs.
You might as well now. You might as well wear your scrubs too.
Yeah. I think Stacy just fell off the chair.
Just be the biking nurse and wear your scrubs. You know what? Can we get scrubs with the Baggers and Brews logo on them?
We could. Mm-hmm. Would you wear them?
No, but I will wear them. I will get them. I will buy them for you guys. So just so everybody knows, that's what I will be doing with my day tomorrow. I will be finding a
Baggers and
website
Brew scrubs.
that has custom scrubs.
I'm telling
Oh,
you,
it's
man.
on.
I'll probably get up. I'll see if I can get up with my guy and get some SIK Bagger Crocs made.
SIK Bagger Crocs. So those would sell out. Because even though all these people in the side chat are talking a lot of smack about Crocs, they would all buy them.
Oh, yeah.
Angry Boomer would be the first one to buy them.
He probably has them already.
He might have them already. What else?
Austin loves Jesus and George loves Crocs.
Is that Dallas?
Yeah,
Dallas
that's Dallas. Always.
Oh my goodness.
That is so funny.
That is funny. So that fat tire you got on the whiskey Whiskey Project there, bike. What is that a what fat tire is that? What is that, a Native Customs?
Yeah, it's Native. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I did mine right before. I think you guys had yours, but you were waiting on paint.
Probably. We waited on paint for a long freaking
time. I remember seeing the video, and then I remember you guys talking about getting it to paint, and I was kind of in the same boat. I had the video shot of the install, but I was still waiting on that fender. And that's like one of the things that Advan Black doesn't do is fat fenders. So I had to take it to a local guy, which he paints for our local Harley guy, but it's a body shop. So your $400 fender versus a $7,000 insurance job, it gets pushed back. So it took a little while to get it, but when I got it, I went ahead and finished the install and released it. But yeah, it's all Native.
I actually asked Alan about that, about the fat tire fender color match. Mm-hmm. If that was something that they would want to venture into. He asked me some questions. I don't know how feasible it is for them or if it's profitable for them.
Right.
So it seems to be becoming a little more popular. Like when you go to the rallies now, you do see a lot more fat tire baggers. So it's like, what are they all doing? Are they all getting the stamp steel from Native Customs and having to get it painted locally? Like that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. And that's kind of like front fenders for us. I think 2 years ago was the first time we released the 21-inch front fender, and it's all metal. So those are the fenders. The front fenders are the only all metal products. We do everything is ABS. So that's a huge. When you're an ABS company and then you're like, let's make some metal stuff. It's a big venture.
Yeah, absolutely.
21 came out. And then, of course, we had a lot of requests for the 19, which we were already working on. But I've brought up a few times the fat tire one. But there again, it has to be something like that. I don't know. It has to, from a business standpoint, it has to be profitable, to do. And like you said, it's gaining traction. But how much? It's just kind of hard to judge.
And how long will it stay? Because it seems like the big wheel thing is like, obviously there's people still riding, big wheel baggers, but there aren't as many people building big wheel baggers. I feel like.
Yeah, and that's why that was another reason why we went with a Softtail build, because we've seen the trend kind of start to go towards Softtails. But the big wheel bagger stuff, I'll be honest with you, man. The big wheel bagger stuff, like the stuff that we sell at Advan Black, those are everyday rider products. You can get the stretch bags and the side covers and the stretch tanks, and it's still a very rideable bike. The big wheel bagger stuff, and I'm not knocking them, but it's played out. I mean, it really is. Everybody's done all of the same parts. The only thing different on the bikes is the paint job or how many speakers they have on the bike. When you start building tour packs that are the size of my garage just to put speakers in them, you're done. You did that because you have nothing else to do. You see the same bikes over and over and over and over again, and they just have a different paint job on them. So it's kind of tapered out. So we're starting to see that switch to the Softtail models and tricking those out again. It's just a trend.
Yeah, definitely. Iowa Hog Rider wants to know, and I don't know this, do you know what gauge metal they use for the wrapper fender from Advan?
I'm not sure on the gauge on it. I mean, it's thick. I mean, it's as thick as your stock fender. I've never put a gauge on it, but
I have no idea.
No, it's definitely comparable to the stock fender.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He says he just got the 19 to fit Olaf's bike. and it's stout.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a one-piece fender. It's not a two-piece welded together fender, which makes a huge difference. You can jump on eBay, Amazon, whatever all day long and buy a two-piece fender. Here's the thing with that though, when you get that a lot cheaper, but you're gonna spend more money at the body shop, and your body guy is gonna hate you when you bring him a two-piece fender. To get that thing smooth and ready for paint's ridiculous. So that's why we went with a one-piece, press fender.
It's
thicker than stock.
Yeah,
per monkey.
Thicker than
there
stock.
Was a couple. Did you get those ones up here? There was a couple questions.
I'd say one thing while he's looking for a questionnaire that I liked was the spacers that they sent.
Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah,
they're nice.
So yeah, I got this as soon as we're. Yeah, the spacers, they just look so finished in there. It looks really, it's not like a typical, like when people think of a spacer, like a thick kind of like a washer type of spacer. It's that one piece that like makes the fender look like part of the bike.
Yeah.
And it's a little detail.
I've yet to come across anything they've sent us where any part of it looked like it was an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like sometimes some companies is like, oh, this was the piece, and then that section there or that part there looks like, oh crap, they forgot, and they just put something together real quick. Everything with Advan looks like it was thought about, and they did it the best they possibly could.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. We do a lot of research and testing before a product goes out. It's just like the Dominator fender that I think you guys did one too, right? The Dominator fender, I've got 6 prototypes out there. They not painted. They just send them to me. We put them on the bike. We mock them up. We ride. We test them, and every little thing we try to work out before it goes online. And that's happened with a lot of the parts. The tank covers. It's just a lot of testing and failing and fixing it and failing and fixing it, and until it's ready.
Adam has a question here. Steve, if you were on a budget, what speaker and amp would you do? I'm not wanting to add bag speakers, just upgrade the factories.
So I think a lot of people have a misconception on audio as far as like how much the stuff costs. Like you can go to I have guys over here all the time that I just went to Harley and put a Rockford Fosgate kit in my bike, and I'm like, so you spent $1,400 on 50-watt speakers. Good job. So when you start talking about, like, if you're just wanting to do a fairing upgrade in like a small amp, go with a Pro Audio speaker. Like you can get PRV 8 ohm or 4 ohm speakers. They're Pro Audio. They're 300-watt speakers versus a Rockford or a Kicker or Hog Tunes or whatever all those 50-watt speakers are. You're paying for the plug and play when you get stuff from those companies. But there's no difference in hooking up an amp and speakers on a bike than it is putting it in a car. So check out the Pro Audio lines. Go with PRVs or Ground Zero yellow baskets, anything up in the 300-watt range, and they're like $80 a piece. So you can do a fairing for $160, and you've got 300 watts up there. You throw in, a 400-watt amp, say just like the Stetson 404 or the Sound Digital. You can do the 804, bump it down, and still have 2 channels open if you wanted to run bag speakers later, lid speakers or something, or bridge those, and push more power to those speakers, and you're out, $400, $600 when you're done versus $1,500 from Harley for 50-watt speakers. Yeah. So definitely check out like the Pro Audio stuff.
Cool.
I think saying Pro Audio scares a lot of people. With us, they automatically assume, well, I'm going to be out $3,000 or something, but you're really not. You're not. They're decent priced.
I think anything electrical on a bike, even though like it just scares people at Harleys today. Everything is so like integrated into the payment system and everything, you know. And you know, there's so many voltage checks on these bikes, and everything's got to be as is, otherwise it's going to start throwing a bunch of lights and codes at you. So I think that is probably, you know, that is probably a big thing for people.
Yeah, I know. Like that's kind of like some of the things that I like try, like with Zero stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of that stuff is plug and play. You know, and you guys have done some Zero stuff. You know, they make it as easy as possible to put the lights on, and they actually work. Never had an issue with anything. And then some of their stuff that comes in, and you have to pin. You know, like their I think it was the Tour Pack light where we had to pin the Molex connector. You know, and they clear instructions on how to do it, and but it's very simple. But I mean, sometimes shooting a video and just you have the instructions with you, but just watching a video, just watching somebody do it one time makes a big difference. I mean, there was a time, you know, 15 years ago where if somebody told me to cut a Harley wire, I would have told them to leave.
Yeah.
You know, like now I would cut it in a heartbeat, you know what I mean? But it's just, they've made the baggers especially super easy to work on, and just about everything gets plug and play now. So that's one great thing with the Advan black lighting and the Zero lighting. It's you just plug it in, and you're done.
So
sorry, I'm
quick change of speed real quick, because I hate to see Mary sitting there bored. Does Mary ride, or are you strictly a passenger?
Strictly a passenger.
Strictly a passenger?
Yeah, I told him if he would do the Softel. He showed me a picture of it in pink and gray. I said, if you would do the pink and gray, I would go get my license.
Oh.
And
he specifically did it in a different color, right?
Absolutely, he did.
So yeah, we found that pink
red and black
like on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, look at that, you know. And I'll be honest with you, that I would ride the hell, I'd ride the hell out of that bike. That thing was slick. But yeah, I think on the Softail, we're just sticking with the amber whiskey and charcoal pearl. So.
We or you?
He says we. She was like gray and pink, and he's like, yeah. So we're just gonna stick with the amber whiskey.
so then we got the Sportster S that we were talking about the other day, which she got on, which is I mean, it's a smaller bike. I mean, it's still a 600-pound bike. You know, I mean, it's still got some heft to it, and the big fat tires on it for sure.
I would like to get my license, and I would like to ride, because every time I see a girl, I think it's awesome. But I'm afraid if I do, he'll never let me on the back again. And then I'll always have to ride. I don't want to do that.
Would you not let? Why would you not let?
No, I'll ride with you. It's very relaxing for me. It's the only time I can let stuff go.
Yeah.
Is when I'm on the back of that bike.
She falls asleep. Like literally, like no shit, falls asleep.
So my wife rides her own. She's got her own bike, and
that's amazing. Yeah.
But she says the same thing. Sometimes she'd like to just be on the back and not have to pay attention to anything. And
yeah, but you know what? She says that.
She says that.
And then when we get to the destination, she's like, you drive too close to the line. Yeah. Is that a Carolyn imitation? That she's coming down the stairs.
It's a little deeper than her, but yeah, you're pretty spot on. I mean, if you're, I don't know, she wants to control her own bike. I'm all right with that, but
this lady.
Sometimes I like just having a bag.
Mary, we will have to have a conversation.
So, Adam Ruck, here's a quick question. Mary, have you ridden on the new seat yet? If so, how is it feeling after a couple hours on the bike?
Okay, the one you just put on?
So I've got two new seats. I've got the Cobra. And then the new one that we just dropped the other day, which is just the same as the Cobra, it just has a different.
It's the Raptor.
I've never had an issue with any of them, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
Fine.
So let's step that back though, because the CVO seat that I bought used from a guy in Florida, remember, that we had on the Road Glide, the one we've had on there forever, the 2-piece CVO seat. So I'm thinking, I love the way that seat looks on the bike. And it's super expensive seat, low profile seat. I've got it fairly cheap. We put it on the bike, went to Daytona, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this seat sucks. This seat's terrible. Mm-hmm. And it was just like a month ago, 2 months ago, when I said something about putting the new Advan Black seat on there, and she's like, yeah, hopefully it's, softer than the seat that I have now. And I'm like, oh, you think this seat sucks too? And she's like, yeah.
I didn't say suck.
Well,
I've never complained.
So I didn't like it, and she didn't like it, but neither one of us were saying anything. And it was a Harley CVO seat, and it was terrible. So now we've got the Advan Black seat on there with the
gel. The CVO seat is. I mean, there's nothing real comfortable about that CVO seat.
It looks amazing, but
it looks great. Yeah,
there's a lot of seats that look amazing.
Yeah,
it is so thin.
So Cruising Connecticut wants to know, how many shots would it take the Beard and Pro Monkey to get on a Sportster S? Now, just to clarify, do we mean together?
Same Sportster S or just a Sportster S separately? That is a different level of shots, for the record. I mean, to get on a Sportster S wouldn't take a couple. To get on a Sportster S with Pro Monkey, and now that depends, is he on the back or am I on the back? Because there's no amount that's going to get me on the back snuggled up the Pro Monkey. Although we did snuggle a little bit in Sturgis. We'll leave that for another video. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what he says in the side checks. I know he's watching.
But
now he's crickets.
Now he's crickets.
He was just typing away until they asked that question, and he just signed off.
That's because now he's thinking, do I want to be on the back? Maybe
the back has its perks.
Oh man,
I hear.
You think?
I don't know.
You think? So outside of motorcycles,
where'd this come from?
Outside of motorcycles, what is something else that you're passionate about, or a hobby that you may have in what little time that you have?
Little time. Yes, I don't know. I'm a musician. I've been playing. I've been playing the drums since I was a kid. You probably catch my little electric kit that I've got stuck with now because we have neighbors and shit. So, the acoustic kit had to go. But
the video.
So you guys start a band.
We could start a band.
Yeah. No.
We need a guitar player.
What does Brian play?
Brian's bass player.
Bass, and you're bass.
I'm a bass player. I could play some guitar.
Too many bass players.
I could play some guitar.
That's just way too much bass. It'd be like a Shaggy video.
We could be like a Ciro band. We could be like the Ciro
band. You got drums. You got who else? Yeah. There's gotta be more. There's gotta be some more.
The drums kind of got migrated from in here, which is kind of like our office. They were in here forever, and then they ended up out in my garage somehow. Was that my idea? Mm-hmm. Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? What happened? Where are you going?
What else? So I do graphic design as well. So I usually do all the graphic stuff for Advan Black, which kind of really helped when it comes to making YouTube thumbnails and all that stuff. Yeah, how that goes. I mean, but I've been doing that for years. Graphic art, building websites. I've built a few websites for friends and stuff's businesses. What else do I do?
So you designed the SIK Baggers logo then, obviously?
Yeah. So I made that one night, sitting here in like probably 4 minutes, just throwing some fonts together, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," and slapped it on the Facebook page. And then everybody was like, "I want a T-shirt." I was like, "Oh shit, okay." So I had to get a little bit more serious with it and straighten it up,
and that's it.
Yeah. So
on to and go wants to know, how much time does Steve dedicate to both Advan Black and SIK Baggers in a given week? And I'm assuming he means for the YouTube channels.
Yeah. Well, so for Advan Black, I mean, like I said, I only do the install videos really for them. I'm like, as far as YouTube goes, it's a straightforward install video. So that's of course not every single week. It's really only when we drop a new part or something. SIK Baggers is
A lot
of time. Not like we were talking about earlier. The shooting, the editing, all the comments, the emails, and we pretty much all have our email displayed on our YouTube channel, and if somebody really wanted to get a hold of us, they could, and so you've got the emails that you get from just regular people that want to get more in-depth questions or answers on certain installs. So it consumes a lot of time, but working for Advan Black's 40 to 50 hours a week, just answering phone calls and stuff like that. But as far as the YouTube stuff, Advan Black, every day I try to log on to the Advan Black YouTube channel, and if there's any new questions or comments, I deal with that, and then jump over to the SIK Bagger one and deal with that. So I don't know, it's hard to put a time on it, but
it's a lot of time.
YouTube is a second job. If anybody's out there that's thinking about starting a YouTube channel, so be prepared to do a lot for nothing at the beginning.
For a while.
Yeah. So it's tough, man. I mean, there's nothing. YouTube definitely does not hand you anything.
I love how I asked that question, and the YouTube wife is like a lot. Like she beat the answer, beat you like right to the answer.
Yeah, it is very time consuming.
Well, we're up by 4 a.m.
Why are you up so early?
Because we're old.
We're old.
You go bed early, don't you? Do we already have you past your bedtime right now?
No, we've got about 40 minutes, give or take.
Give or take.
Okay. He's like 40 minutes, give or take.
Last night was a late night, man, almost 10 o'clock. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I was
so that being said about YouTube, what advice? I mean, if you could give me like one good piece of advice, what advice would you give to somebody hanging out in the side chat or watching this, who's thinking about or has just really started a YouTube channel?
YouTube's biggest thing is being consistent. So that's one of the things. I mean, you can watch YouTube videos and guys are like, "Oh, be consistent." You don't really think about it until you're actually doing it. If you want to see your channel grow, you absolutely have to be consistent. If you can do 2 videos a week, great. If you can only do 1 video a week, great. But make sure that you do that 1 video every single week. So we did, you guys know I took like it was like a 7-month break there for a while. It was supposed to be 1 month and it turned into 7. And like it's very easy to get burnt out really quick.
It wasn't my fault.
No, I mean, it's just the amount of work. I mean, so you're talking 12 to 14 hours a day for somebody that works a job, a full-time job, and then deals with YouTube and emails and comments and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. It's just time consuming, and you've got to be dedicated to it. You have to be consistently dedicated to it, because YouTube, they will throw your channel under the rug in a heartbeat.
Yep. They sure will.
If you're because there's always another channel out there that's right behind you, just waiting to jump right over the top of you if you start slacking. So when we took our break, I got to the point where I was burnt out, because for like a year straight, I tried to do a video every single week, if not 2 every week for a year. That was my goal. And that's what I did. And at the end of that, my channel grew. It probably tripled in size in that year. But I also lost. I had to step back and look at it and be like, damn, I missed this. I missed it. Because you're just so focused on chasing the numbers, chasing the money. And we all know YouTube ain't none of us job YouTube.
Yeah.
It just, just not happening. The money's nice and it helps, and I try to explain that in a lot of my videos, that the money we do make gets reinvested into the channel. You know, upgrading from a $200 camera to a $1,000 camera, so you can shoot in 4K now. Cordless microphones instead of being tethered to your camera the whole time. You know, lights, all this stuff, memory cards, all this stuff costs money. And be prepared up front to be out all of that money out of your pocket. And it's going to feel like, you know, it's going to feel like you're crunching, you're busting videos out, and you're getting like 2,000 views. You're not making any gains. It's going to feel like that for a while. It happens. You just have to keep going. You just got to keep doing it.
Yeah. It's you know, it's funny. People are like, oh, you know, you're monetized, you got commercials, making money on YouTube. Like our first goal, like, you know, your YouTube goals, they keep changing. And our first goal was to like not have to lay out any money out of our pocket to run a YouTube channel. And
we're not much past that goal. I mean, we hit that goal.
We're not much past that goal. And you know, that is just, you know, everything we get right now,
all goes back into the channel.
Like any small 100%. Business goes into making the business better. You know,
right?
I mean? That's exactly what it is.
I mean, we just spent, and I mean, people inside chat might not care when it is, but I mean, we just spent a bunch of money that we've made to buy things that we can now like give away to people, right? Like so coasters and stickers and bottle openers and stuff like that. Like that's the stuff we're spending the money that we make back on, along with whatever subscriptions he needs to run the channel, and you know, whatever other stuff that just takes to run the channel and buy equipment and things like that. So it's not, nobody's bringing home a salary from YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
At least we're not at our level.
Yeah. I mean, even, you know, you have to consider all the time that you put into it too. Like, how much is your time worth? You know what I mean? It's not just shooting the video, but it's editing the video, uploading the video, dealing with all the comments, just everything. It's very time consuming. So, you know, you got to think, how much is that worth? Is it worth giving up missing something that's important to you so you can sit here and crunch on a video? You know what I mean? Getting the money, like I said, it like you just said, it's just like a business. You have to operate it like a business. You have to put that money, you have to reinvest that, especially like with what I do is installing parts. So I go buy a part right out of my pocket, and then I install it and I show you how to do it in case you want to do it. But that money came out of my pocket. You know what I mean? Like even at like 56,000 subscribers, I don't have people throwing parts at me. You know what I mean? So like you've got to get out there and crunch, and a lot of times it still comes out of your pocket. You know,
if you're just starting a channel and you're trying to do stuff with parts and stuff, I mean, you can bank on the fact that you're going to have to buy a heck of a lot of parts, before anybody comes along and is willing to give you anything for free.
Right. Moto vloggers, I can't be mad at them. You know, I mean, they invest in their helmet, their cameras, their memory cards, and they go out.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about moto vloggers, because you and I touched on it yesterday when we were.
Yeah.
So you gave the old moto vlogging a quick try. So tell us about that.
Very quick.
I gave it a very quick try. Yeah. So, and that was, that's what, you know, we were talking about, you know, we got to the point where our channel was like, all right, I don't really know what else to do. I've showed everybody everything I know how to do with a bagger. You know, I'm done. I don't know what to do.
Right.
So I'm watching these moto vlog guys, and I'll be honest with you right up front. I'm not a moto vlog. I don't watch moto vlogs. I just don't.
Different world.
But I was watching them, and I'm like, man, these guys are just riding their motorcycles and they're just talking about nothing. And they're making money, like tons of views. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. So we go out and we spend $1,400 on freaking GoPros. And
how much?
Oh,
he said 400 bucks. 400 bucks.
400
So about $20 later, we had helmets and GoPros and all the stuff that you have to microphones and pack talk bowls and all this stuff. Spent months trying to figure out the microphone thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did a couple of videos on our channel and they bombed, man. I mean, they just bombed. And then I thought, okay, I mean, I didn't get mad about it. I just thought, you know, that was a waste of money, you know, and but I had to come to the realization that that's not what people come to my channel for. They don't come to my channel to watch me ride around on a motorcycle and talk about what I ate last night. Gas station I get gas at, or whatever the hell.
And I mean, and that's the channel you built. It's not a knock. It's, you know, it's no knock on you, but that's just what people want from you.
Yeah.
You know, and we've seen firsthand, people love to hear people cruising around their bike just talking about random nonsense.
Yeah.
People on YouTube, the viewers on YouTube love to hear people just talk about random nonsense. But for you built, you know, you built that thing where it's about the bikes and it's about your installs and what you're doing. So that's what they expect out of you. So
right.
You just kind of, not that you pigeonholed yourself, but I mean, that's just what they want out of you.
Right. And that's what scared me with the Softtail too. You know, I even told her, I said, I've got to do something else with my channel. I've got to open the channel up to more viewers and get a different crowd, not a different crowd, but more.
Yeah.
And doing the Softtail scared the hell out of me, you know. So I announced it like several times, like, hey, you know, this is what we're doing, you know, get ready. So when I start dropping Softtail videos, all my bagger people aren't freaking out and just diving off the channel.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
But I mean, we still have all the moto vlogger stuff. We kept it all. We're going to bring it to Florida. We'll still do a little bit with it, but it's definitely not what I thought it was going to be with us. You know what I mean?
Vlogging is a whole different animal.
Right. But I mean, like the SIK Baggers channel, you know, like we talk about like niches on YouTube, and you're actually, you know, a niche within a niche.
Yeah.
You know, but you do it so well, you don't have any control over that. Like channel just takes on, you know, its own life.
Right.
You know, and a lot of these channels do, you know.
And that's like we were talking about giving people advice that want to start a YouTube channel. And that's another big thing is you got to find your line, you know?
Yeah.
I see a lot of good YouTube channels and I go to I just open up their videos and their videos are just all over the map. You know, this one may be a motorcycle. This one may be a coffee pot. This one's a truck part, and you know, and they do great videos. But if you want to take the YouTube thing serious, you've really got to find that line, that groove, and what works for you, and stick to it.
Yeah. Have you found our groove yet?
No, definitely no.
Yeah.
No.
I'm still surprised that anybody watches our stuff.
I tell people you just have to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
If you're not yourself, if you're pretending to be some personality that you know you're trying to, you know, figure out on YouTube, it's never going to work for you.
Right.
There's no way to fake it on YouTube.
No. Well, maybe, I don't know.
I don't think so, man. I think people. There's too many people. They just see through it if it's not real.
Right. I agree with that.
And I mean, maybe your reel isn't anything special. Maybe you're not even delivering anything, you know, important. But just being yourself is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you know, as a creator, you always find that the people, you know, who are themselves when you meet people, because we've had the opportunity, and so have you, to meet so many, you know, other YouTubers, and you know right away that, you know, when they are who they are, you know, it's like you've known them, you know what I mean? And, you know, I've met some people and, you know, when you fire up the camera, they got, you know, the different voice, and they're all perky, and they're all, you know, over animated, and it's just
talk shit about it. I'm sitting right freaking here. God. I think one of the cool things about YouTube, and it's something that like a lot of our viewers don't really get to experience, is just the whole being a part of YouTube thing in general and meeting the different people that do YouTube. And I mean, we've got to meet so many cool people just because of YouTube, right? If we never had a channel, there's all these cool people we wouldn't have met and been called friends. Like there's a bunch of people I consider my friend now that I've been able to meet and hang out with and spend a few minutes with and talk bikes and talk YouTube with because of the channel. And you never would have got that if it wasn't for YouTube, right?
I tell people all the time, we didn't expect, I never heard of a YouTube community. We didn't expect any of that. It was, you know, just the amount
I
of
knew
people
about
that
Adam Sandoval was about pretty much the extent of what I knew when we started a channel.
Basically, because
you know, you knew his big name and that was about it. And all these other people that have channels and do cool stuff and that we've met and I had no idea they existed before that. And we've gone on
rides with subscribers, with other YouTubers, and damn it, we need to do a ride this summer. so I'm looking at Hector. We didn't ride with Hector this year. Like, we need to do like a group ride, like a Jersey ride.
It's tough, man. I mean, a Jersey ride is easy, but it doesn't really get everybody involved.
No, it's tough.
We're going to go to the center point of the country, and then we're going to have everyone meet us there.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
And Andrew said the same thing. Side effect of YouTube, you didn't expect it all. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, we have people sending us beer.
We do. We have a lot of beer right now.
And that's something like so you're strictly motorcycles on your channel. We're obviously kind of dual motorcycles and beer, hence the name Baggers and Brews, right? We have people that just send us beer because we do these beer reviews. How freaking crazy is that?
It's awesome.
Right?
It is awesome.
But Baggers and Brews.
It's Sick Baggers and Brews. Look, he's going to change Sick Baggers and Brews. Branding. Softtail Sports beer. Yeah, I like that little. So real quick, while we're talking about brews, if you're not following Sick Baggers on the TikTok,
gosh, you need to be on TikTok.
You got to go follow the Sick Baggers on TikTok because we need to do more duets.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Like I think I heard that song on some other random TikTok, and I was like, I'm gonna do one with Baggers and Brews. And then I had saw like one of you guys had liked it, and I was like, all right, they saw it. At least somebody saw it, you know. And then the next day you guys came back. And I think the military biker?
He did it too.
Did like one with it too. That was pretty cool.
He didn't do a duet. He didn't understand the TikTok.
He did
I don't even understand how to do it. So
I know, it's crazy.
I was glad I got the first one, and you guys had to.
So we saw it, and we talked about it. We're like, hey, you know, you saw this, whatever. But then the next day or whatever, we happened to, you know, be together for whatever reason at his house, and we were like, we gotta do this. So that was cool. I had a lot of fun with that.
We've got to do it. We've got to duet it. What I was trying to do, and we need to get one. We need to figure out, and maybe we could, you know, brainstorm on this, is to get one where we can get like 10 moto vloggers or 10 YouTubers just doing the same thing to get everybody on the same screen.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to do.
We were trying to get some people to, you know, to follow along, you know, and follow suit with that one. And
obviously, with the military biker, we need instructions because he stitched and not duetted.
I mean, he's British.
I don't even know the difference. I was like, I don't know. I'm shooting this. You guys do what you want with it.
So here's the difference. When you duet, you'll be on the screen like we did alongside of you.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's the duet. So if 3 people duetted, it would be 3 people on there. 4 people, they would throw 4 people on there, as long as they were like duetting the video like in series. When you stitch, it'll show one video and then your video after.
Right.
Like a piece
at
of
the same time.
So that's
rumor says we've never featured the Pabst Blue Ribbon he sent us.
He sent us PBR.
No, he did not send us PBR. Because if you did, I would have drank it. I would have did on a live, and I would have talked about it because I do like some PBR.
I like some PBR too.
PBR is a summer beer, no?
PBR is an anytime beer.
No, you ain't drinking that in the cold in this basement.
It is
You're
cold.
drinking iced tea right now. You're talking about PBRs at any time beer.
It is cold in this basement. You even put a hoodie on, dude. You put it. What happened?
Comfortable. I don't know.
Oh man.
Beers in. Don't ask me what I did.
So what else you got there, man?
Me?
Just going back to like what Bert was talking about with meeting people because of YouTube. It's been really cool. Without YouTube, like never would have talked to you guys. Hopefully we'll all meet soon. Brian from Blacktop, would love to meet him. We've never met, but we've talked on the phone several times, and great guy. But you never would have met any of these people without YouTube. So meeting the people that watch your videos is very humbling. Yes. And crazy at the same point, like where it shows. And
I make fun of you.
She makes fun of me because there's just people that are, well, that's Steve.
That's the YouTube guy.
That's the YouTube guy, and it's very cool. It's I don't know. A lot of people probably react different to that. Like, oh yeah, I am the YouTube guy. I'm just not like that, man. I'm too humble for that. It's very cool to get to stop and actually talk with people. They see you, but you don't see them.
Yeah.
So people are come up and they're like, "Hey, man," and I'm like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" Like, I don't know who you are, but they feel like they've known you forever,
So have you had people like just locally in wherever your town, or you said you were way out in the country? Mm-hmm. Have you been out locally at, I don't know, a store or Walmart?
Oh yeah,
whatever, and someone's noticed you?
Yeah. So one of my now really good friends was actually,
I knew them.
She knew them. I didn't know the people. We were at Walmart, and yeah, so they're like, "Yeah, that's that YouTube guy."
Well,
I watch all of his videos, and I was like,
she had messaged me like the day before, so asked me if I was dating the YouTube guy.
Oh snap! Yeah, YouTube guy.
Yeah. So
yeah,
like we met,
and then we saw them in Walmart.
Yeah, saw them in Walmart and talked, and now hell, we ride together. We're going to Daytona.
Have you been recognized out at the local store?
Yeah,
great friend. People driving down the road because we have the SIK Baggers sticker in the back window.
You never told me about this.
Well, you got recognized, I think, at the Wawa. I got recognized.
I get recognized every day.
Yeah, well, Yeah, you see this. You see this.
Well, where were you when you got recognized?
I was
at your house. Was it your wife?
No, I was at a rest stop on the turnpike.
What?
True story. I told you the story.
Go ahead.
And I was getting a Starbucks. I was getting a coffee, and the girl making the coffee is like looking at me, and then I'm paying for my coffee, and she goes, "Are you on YouTube?" Oh,
you did tell me about this.
And I'm like,
you got all excited because it was a young chick.
She was like 18 or 19. She's like, "Are you on YouTube?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "My dad watches you." Like, there you
go. That's funny. Yeah, you did tell me that. That's funny.
So real quick, Adam's got a quick question. Any new products coming out this year that you can talk about?
When you say can or can't?
Can.
Can talk about?
That's a tough one.
That is tough.
Yeah. Adam's asked a couple times, and I definitely wanted to ask it, but it's one of those things that it's tough to not talk about stuff that's not out and trademarked and all buttoned up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really a big thing with us. We have a lot, probably 8, I would say, products right now sitting in my garage that are just prototypes and stuff that we're testing and hopefully we'll be releasing. And I know there's 2 or 3 things on the way to me. So there's a lot coming out this year. And I can say this, I can't say what parts, but some of it will be Softail stuff. You know, that's was another big reason why we dipped off into Softail.
Yep.
So, but you look at a Softail, there's 3 panels, there's 3 painted parts on a Softail. You know, you've got 2 fenders in a tank as a, you know, compared to a bagger, which is covered. So, but some other, I can say probably some other metal stuff, not just ABS painted parts, but some other metal stuff. That's really about all I can give you, man.
Yeah.
Till it comes out. So, but there's a lot of stuff in the works. We're always
picking up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough to talk about stuff before it comes out. Yeah. So Andrew is, I'm pretty sure he's going to Sturgis this year.
Andrew
touring Midwest.
Yeah.
So he is, speaking of dating the YouTube guy, looking for a passenger this season.
What?
So if you are in
that's some juiciness.
If you are by chilly Austin, Minnesota, or headed to Sturgis and want to ride on the back of a Road Glide Limited, he may be your guy. So
interesting. So Stacy Giacono, I don't know if you know who she is. She's a big fan of the channel. She says you got recognized at the Battleship Brewfest. Is that true?
It is true. It is. I got recognized. Do
you know Stacy?
I do know Stacy. Okay. I happen to be married to her.
Oh, that just totally killed the vibe. This was all juicy and exciting, and you said that.
That was it. So yeah. I mean, sometimes when you're at an event, especially, I mean,
do you remember the first time you were recognized?
Yes, I do.
I love this story. Tell it.
This guy walks up to us. We were at
Cranberry Festival.
We were at Cranberry Festival because, you know,
Cranberry Festival.
What do bikers do? We
go to the Cranberry Festival.
We did a video on a Cranberry Festival because it was like our local culture, you know. And this guy walks up to us and he goes, "I'm going to change your life forever." And I'm like, "Oh, what the heck's he doing?" And he says, "You've been recognized in public." And it was like the first time we were recognized in public.
And that's just the creepy part of it. Like, how did he know that we?
Because we were so small that, like, who the hell would know us?
It's a little weird. He did, though. He recognized us and told us that he recognized us, and we were giddy little bitches the rest of the day, huh?
So, you know, but I'll say this: like anybody, like when you see any of us, like say hi, man.
Definitely.
Don't make it weird. Don't make it.
Make it weird. None of us are that. None of us are Hollywood celebrities. Okay, like. Say hi and talk to us.
Weird show because we've had a few people make it weird.
Yeah.
We've had
people staring at us from like the corner of the room. We had
people record us from the corner of the room.
Yeah, it was really weird. Really weird.
And she didn't expect. Like I was like, no, come over, have a beer.
Yeah,
like relax. Yeah.
So,
would love to see a dual headlight on a street glide. The hell's okay. You making one of those, Steve? You making a dual headlight?
Not at this point. No.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably not. Professional Monkey says he's a Kardashian.
Yeah, well, Pro Monkey is a Kardashian.
So, yeah,
he definitely is.
Looks like Moose was talking about some switchback parts. I don't think we're.
Yeah, I saw that.
Any switchback stuff, man. I'm sorry.
Switchback.
The switchback is, you know, it's like probably one of the. It's like the V-Rod. Like nobody's going to make parts at this point.
If you own a switchback or you own a V-Rod, or some of those other bikes in that kind of category, you got to understand that these companies are not going to make something, and they're not going to continue to make things for a bike that is not continuing to grow. They're not going to waste money for the 5 or 6 people that want to buy something for it. You know what I mean? Like you have to understand that if you own those bikes,
it's unfortunate, but yeah, the money that you have to invest.
It is what it is. I mean,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Too short.
Listen, I mean, our V-Rod's cool. I don't know if V-Rods are cool, but
hey, my first Harley was a V-Rod. I'll tell you, I rode into a Harley Davidson dealership with my buddy because he just bought a new bike, went in for the 5,000-mile oil change. I was on a TL 1000R crotch rocket, and I thought Harley was the goofiest shit ever. I would never ride one.
Oh my!
And they were unboxing the very first V-Rod. Remember, it came and brushed. There was no paint. It was brushed.
Yeah.
And I was like, what in the hell is that? And the next day I went back and test rode it, and I traded my TL for that bike.
Is that 04? When did that come out?
Yeah, no, so it was, damn, I was working at the prison then.
The prison?
Yeah, I was a prison guard for like 16 years. Like 16 years, I think. Yeah. State for the state.
Our viewers away.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, a couple of my prison guard buddies are actually on the live feed tonight from back in the day.
Cool.
Some old, some OGs. But yeah, so man, that was a long time ago. That was my first step into Harley Davidson, and
Uncle Johnny says
Mm-hmm.
says that you just got 1 million cool points for a TL 1000.
hey, I didn't tell her this, but I found a TL 1000R on Craigslist the other day, and I almost went and bought it.
Look at that face. She was
Uh-huh.
like,
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it was only $400.
It was the same
20
color.
bucks.
20
Everything's 20 bucks.
20 bucks.
$20.
Yeah, that bike was I think it was shortly after that the first Busa came out, and so like then I switched over to Harley, and I was like, all right, I was done with that scene, but the V-Rod was fast, man. It was a fast bike, but just not. I mean, I don't know, man. I rode a Fat Boy Low shortly after that, and it was over. Yeah, the V-Rod was gone.
Yeah. That V-Rod muscle was pretty cool. That was the coolest V-Rod they came out with when they came out with the V-Rod muscle, and then it was kind of all done after that.
Yeah.
You had a V-Rod.
I did not have a V-Rod.
Sure.
Yeah, I actually went from like a Ninja, the Ninja 1100 to the TL 1000R. Half the weight and way more horsepower.
So what did Steve do in his younger years way before he ever got to the YouTube world? What was Steve doing?
So military first, right out of high school, joined the military, I was in the Army. Then when I got out of the Army, I went to work for the state of Illinois. It was, like I said, I was prison guard for years. After that, I kind of always worked on bikes, just because I knew how. Even back in the crotch rocket days, buddies, I would just work on buddies' stuff, my stuff. Then went to did some construction for a while, did roofing and siding and all that good shit that tore up my back and made me old really quick. And then got a job at the post office.
That's how we met.
Is that where you met Mary?
Yeah. So I was a city carrier for like 5 years at the post office, and then that's where I met her. And you can't date the boss, so I quit. So,
snap!
Yeah, I got to date the boss.
He was like, "I want to date you. I'm quitting my job. Done."
It really kind of happened that way.
That's really kind of happened. It kind of all fell into place with Advan Black and quit the job at the post office and went full time with Advan Black and started the YouTube channel. It all kind of started at the
kind of rolled together.
That is cool.
So it was like a whole new chapter.
His best friend had tried to fix us up about 6 years before that.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that's what they were doing. So he says I ignored him. But I didn't know he was there.
Well, so me and my buddy, he's on here, isn't he, Dino?
Yeah, he keeps texting.
He calls me up and he's like, "Hey, man, let's jump on the bikes and ride over to the post office. I want you to meet this friend of mine." And I was like, "All right, cool." Jumped on the bikes, rode over there. She comes out for lunch. She's like, "Hey, I'm going to lunch," and gets in her car. And I was like, "All right." So
I had no idea.
We went on down the road, and that was like 6 years prior to us, like actually meeting.
Oh, wow.
And I thought bikers were crazy.
So I think
he thought we were all batshit crazy anyway, man. I had big earrings and
earrings,
tattoos and shit, and,
For your Instagram challenge, I think what we all need to see tomorrow is the earliest picture that you guys have of you two together.
Oh wow!
On
you want to see me without a beard, bro? Seriously?
Right,
if that's the earliest picture that you two have,
get it.
I think that would be cool.
That's funny.
It's you know
she's getting it. No, she's getting it.
She's getting it right, and she's going to show.
Like, I got it on the wall.
I think that would be cool.
Who's that dude you're with?
Can you see that?
One back. Are we sure?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the earliest pictures. So you guys went right to taking like sexy photos together.
That was actually at like Thanksgiving at my aunt's or something.
I was thinking like Adam Russo at the photo booth or something like that. But you guys got like pictures.
So like, look how thin I am.
Yeah, well,
holy that was when I was a city carrier. So walking like 9 miles a day,
putting on those steps.
Yeah.
So
the good old days.
Yeah,
that's what I thought I was getting into
6 years ago. Yeah, I got to start watching this girlish figure, like Bert said. Man, we got Florida coming up. I got to start eating salads and shit.
Start eating salads.
Some tossed salads.
I'm telling you,
Dallas face must suck at room.
So yeah,
Drew said he thinks you're wearing the same shirt.
Who?
Not you. You, Steve, in that picture.
Oh
no, it's
red and it's purple and Droop's like.
That was before I found out about Dixon, which is ridiculous. I don't even.
Let's talk about Dixon. Like you're a big Dixon fan, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I bought 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I bought 2. And so I really like flannels, and that's a huge thing with flannels. Most of the flannels you buy anywhere shrink. I don't give a how much money you spend on them, they shrink.
Mm-hmm.
So my buddy was like, dude, just get a Dixon. They don't shrink. You can wash them, dry them, whatever you want to do. So I jump on their website, and of course, this was a couple of years ago when they were just kind of coming up. They had a few Dixons. I bought a couple, and I was like, these are really nice, and I wore them for the first winter. Then it got to the point where you couldn't buy them. People, as soon as they drop, they're sold out within 5 minutes. So I've got, I don't know.
Half his closet.
I got probably 2 or 3.
How many Dixons do you have?
Probably 2 or 3.
Half his closet.
2 or 3. He said 2 or 3.
So the record, the record is Andrew from Tory Midwest. He's got 30.
Oh yeah, I don't have as many as Andrew does now. And that's funny because I think he started buying Dixon. I started seeing Dixon show up in his videos a couple of years ago. And I was like, I just bought one of those shirts. And I don't know if Andrew knows it or not, but I do watch his videos. So
that's awesome.
I don't think we've really talked a whole lot. He commented a couple of weeks ago, but I watch his stuff, and
he's gotten to where he hides them. So as soon as they come in, he will take them and put them in the closet so that nobody sees them. But I do the laundry. So I'm like, where did you get this one? Oh, I've had that for a while.
I've had that for a while.
Steve, guys gotta start doing the laundry. If you do your own laundry, nobody knows about it, man. I'm telling you. Self-sufficient.
Yo, it is not our problem that you've lost complete control of the situation.
I have control of my laundry. This is the point. I don't need a woman. I'm kidding, baby. I need you.
Keep talking, buddy.
I don't need you for laundry. I need you for other things.
Andrew,
that doesn't sound right either.
No, nothing. You're done.
Never mind.
You're done.
Never mind. Go back to doing what you're doing.
Andrew is 30 confirmed.
30? That's
I probably got. I probably got
a calculator on that.
I don't have 30.
I didn't do the calculator on that one.
Steve Bates is 23. Busted Knuckles has 6.
30.
Yeah.
That's almost $2,100 in Dixon shirts. 30 shirts is almost $2,100.
Well, you got to get them. You got to try to catch them when they're on sale for $20.
When does that happen?
Yo, you must be a size medium. Because by the time they're $20, man, my size is done.
Gone.
Yeah. So half of mine are XL, and then this year I was like, I'm gonna get 2XL. So like then the other half are 2XL. So
El Buffalo is doing the TikTok video. They gave it to me. They gave it to me.
Oh yeah.
How much was it? They gave it to me.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Dude, that video went insane. Like I didn't even log on for like probably a week and a half.
I bet.
Because I don't know, man. Like I like making the TikToks, but they got to be funny. That's just my like little.
Yeah, you do good TikToks, man.
So I logged back on and I was like, what the hell? Like I opened it up and I was like, that is insane. Like the amount, it's like usually 1,000 views or whatever. Yeah, that video was crazy.
Professional Monkey
says he has one.
He has one. It was gifted. You know what you can do with that
Florida,
one?
Bro.
Yeah, you can mail it to Jersey because you don't need it. You don't need
Florida. So one of my best friends is just a bike builder down in Florida, and he gets every time I post like a picture in a Dixon, he gets mad. He's like, I just wish I could wear a Dixon. I'm like, you live in Florida. No
desire to wear
the Dixons.
So here's Andrew, man. He's trimming up for a riding partner this summer. He went from an XL to an L.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is.
He's trying to get cheaper. He doesn't have money for food. One or the other. For Christmas, my son got me my first Pendleton. What's a Pendleton?
I don't know what a Pendleton is. What's a Pendleton?
For Christmas, my son got me my first Pendleton 2 this year. I don't know what a Pendleton is. Am I missing? I mean, I'm not a clothes guy. I mean, I wear sleeveless T-shirts.
I don't either, and I'm not going to look them up because I don't need to buy any more shirts.
Exactly. You made your first mistake looking up the Dixons. So.
Yeah, I've got the hats and the shirts and the rugs, and
I'd rather have the hats and the T-shirts than the actual Dixons themselves.
So what ticked me off with Dixon T-shirts? Don't, man.
They're terrible.
They're like dresses.
Yeah,
they're super long. Like anything that you buy in a T-shirt is like an XL long. Like it goes down past your pockets on your pants. And I bought 2, left a review on one. They won't post my review. Like I wasn't being crappy, but I was like, hey, these shirts are like really long, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'm not putting that on the website. And then I went back and I looked at their T-shirts, and all of their pictures of like whoever dude is wearing their T-shirt, they crop it off above the butt. So you don't see all of this T-shirt hanging down like a dress. And I'm like, I'm done. I bought 2 and that was it. Like I'll stick to the Dixons, but the flannels, but not the T-shirts. Yeah, it sucks because they got some cool shirts.
Tiger Ward says my wife's already bitching over all my Harley shirts.
I used to collect like a lot of Harley shirts, man.
They're expensive.
I got over that quick, man. It seemed like they just the price was just going up and up.
Give me a poker chip, bro.
And now I'm just give me the poker chip.
That's what we do now. So we were doing that too, getting the T-shirts and $30 for a T-shirt.
40 bucks.
30, man. Come out here. Some of them. We've seen $50 T-shirts, man, $45 T-shirts,
and it's not even nice designs, man. It's nothing special.
And they're not consistent quality either.
That too.
Some Harley dealerships have nice shirts. Some Harley dealerships have not so nice shirts. Some are real thick and heavy. Some aren't. It's like they're all over the board with their stuff. So
we started doing the poker chips a couple of years ago. That was just way to do it. Yeah, right up there on the shelf, we got a frame of them.
Yeah, I actually need a new frame.
So we kind of touched on this earlier. What all do you have planned for sure that you're doing this year, as far as like rides or rallies?
Definitely Daytona. We're shooting for Sturgis as long as she can get off work. Something that's kind of local to our area. We don't. I mean, it's the blessing of the bikes that we do here, and I don't know if you guys have a lot of.
We did a video on that.
Yeah, we did a moto vlog on that didn't do very well. So the blessing of the bikes that we have here, people come from all over the United States for that. I mean, people from Texas, California, everywhere. It's a huge one, and it's an all-day event. It's not just show up and do a quick little ride and you're gone. It's an entire day, but it's really cool. So we always do that because it's literally just 30 miles from us. So we do that every year. But those are the rallies. We just can't get the time to just hit all of these rallies, you know, just Sturgis and Daytona.
Yeah. So when is the blessing of the bikes? When is that?
It's usually in April. I think this year they bumped it up to May because of the weather. It always is like a 90% chance it's going to get rained out. But you can look up, it's Blessing of the Bikes at Bald Knob Cross. And I know that sounds weird, but it's
Bald.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bald Knobs.
Bald Knob Cross. It's the biggest hill in southern Illinois. Yeah. So
George got excited.
we don't have hills here, and that's a really big one. It's pretty flat down here other than that. But yeah, if you watch that video on our channel, the ride actually GoPro going up the mountain, or the hill, I should say.
Yeah.
A mountain. Kind of come around a corner is a huge cross there. But it's a big gathering, and then after that, you know, everybody just kind of goes to the little small towns around there and hangs out, you know, gets stuff to eat, you know. It's cool. It's a cool day.
That is cool. So, are both of you going to Daytona, or just you?
Yeah, we're both going.
All right, cool. Because I want to meet Mary. I don't really care so much about you.
Yeah. I completely understand.
I want to meet the one that's really driving force behind the scenes.
That's right.
Yeah,
exactly. We all know.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you. So May 22nd. May 22nd, 23rd. Yeah. LEDs and bags. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were, like I said, they were having it earlier, and everybody was getting kind of mad because it would get rained out every year.
Yeah.
So and then they wouldn't do a makeup day for it. So they finally, you know, bumped it up to later in the year.
We do that ride. We did that ride in what about? It's about a day. Can we make Illinois in a day?
I'm sure we could.
Oh, you should do that.
I could.
You?
I'm not sure if you can or not.
I can't ride much more than an hour before
I can ride longer than him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, snap.
My back, and man, I don't care what seats.
He can outride you for. Oh my goodness! Come on, Steve.
Like an hour, I'm ready to pull over.
I'm running.
Really?
Yeah.
He has to pull over.
Because your back?
Yeah, my back's jacked, man.
Yeah.
So you haven't found a seat or anything that helps that out?
No, not really. No.
It's
a lot.
Rub his back while we're riding.
Yeah, it helps. You know, but
he'll be the only guy with a kidney belt on the back.
2 hours, but I'm not one of those that can go tank to tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really?
2 hours, I'm really ready to pull. Like, I will just pull over and you can keep going. I'll catch up with you.
Yeah.
¿Qué pasa?
You trailing the bike down to Daytona? You guys flying in? What's your?
Yeah, no, we my buddy got a toy hauler, so we're gonna load up 2 bikes in that and drive down because we only have 4 days. And I know a lot of people are like, "I trailer your bike." wussy.
Screw
Yeah.
those people.
So like when you only have 4 days and you're a day and a half from Florida,
Yeah.
so it just makes more sense to trailer there, get there, ride your bike bunch in Florida, and then drive home.
Well, how long are you actually going to be in Florida for?
So we'll be there from that. So you'll have that weekend that you're there, right? And then we'll be there Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we're going to leave Sunday around noon, probably.
Okay, so you're there. You're actually there for a solid 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's good.
That's cool.
Where are you staying? Where are you guys camping? Do you know?
It's a campground right there by the raceway. It's on the north side of the raceway, and I can't remember. We booked it a couple of weeks ago, but I'll get back with you and let you know for sure, like which one it is. I know there's 2 or 3, but his trailer is like, it's a 3-axle, huge, 44-foot, ginormous beast. So there was only a couple he could get into. But it's really close to the raceway.
Okay.
And that's what, when we went a couple of years ago, we kind of bounced back and forth between the raceway. I think Ad Van Black was at one and Ciro was at the other, was like at Rossmeyer's, and we just kind of kept, bouncing back and forth.
Heck yeah. All right. So you get more questions? I mean, I think
no, I don't have any more questions. I mean, this has been awesome.
Hitting that 2-hour mark, man.
We're at 2 hours, and I mean, we've kind of covered everything. I'm excited to meet you guys down in Daytona.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see you, man.
We'll definitely see you. We talked about this earlier. We're there for the first part, and then we're going off to Orlando to do some family stuff. But I mean, it's close enough that we're going to come back and we're going to definitely hook up with you and get to meet you. I'm excited about that. That's going to be fun. I don't know. I got nothing else.
It's been a great time. I mean, again, Steve does. I mean, you do awesome install videos.
Yeah, for the folks watching, if you are not subscribed to SIK Baggers on YouTube, when this is over, go straight there and subscribe, guys. If you're doing anything on your bike, you're going to want to refer to the SIK Baggers channel. If it's any Ad Van Black parts, he also does their videos as well and their installs. So you're going to want to check Ad Van Black's YouTube channel. But definitely go over and check out his SIK Baggers channel. I don't know what to say other than, I mean, if you're doing an install, you're going to want to check there first, right?
Yeah. And if you're a YouTube creator, you're thinking about doing install videos, you probably should go watch his. Not that I've done that.
Because at some point in your install video, you're probably going to want to refer to Steve's install video. It's inevitable.
I'm telling you.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you guys.
You really do, man. I mean, we've been fans of yours. I mean, before we even started this channel.
Yeah.
We've all referred to your stuff for install stuff. It's you really do it. You make it look easy, and that's kind of a cool thing, because most of this crap isn't necessarily easy, but you really do give it that feel, and we all feel like we can go work on our own bikes because of you. So it's much appreciated, man. We love your stuff.
That's the comment. That's the comment of the night right there. Better than a service manual.
That making it look easier than it really is sometimes gets me in trouble, though. So
I'm sure it does.
Oh, we've caught you a couple of times.
Yeah.
It does, man.
Like, man, you made that look really easy, and then when I did that job, it wasn't quite that slick. And I was
I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah,
magic of editing, boys.
We've caught you. We've caught you a couple times.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But honestly, I mean, man, obviously you're killing it. Your channel's growing like crazy,
and it's good to see you putting out content again.
And it is really good to see you back from whatever hiatus you were taking.
It feels good to be back, man. It's a little different content, but it feels good to be back out there giving out information.
Well, like we discussed, like you and I talked about last night, I mean, you know, you're SIK Baggers and you're now doing some Softtail stuff. But you know what, man? I mean, we're all interested in that, even if we have baggers. And a lot of the guys that have baggers also have, you know, Softtails or other kinds of bikes.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of guys out there have more than one kind of bike. So everybody's
was
excited to see you doing that stuff.
Yeah, getting a lot of comments from my bagger guys that are like, awesome. I'm so glad you're doing Softtail stuff.
Yeah,
because they've got a Softtail sitting in the corner that they've done nothing with, and they're ready to trick it out. You know.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna keep it SIK Baggers? Or you're gonna change the name?
No, yeah, just SIK Baggers. So in the title, where it used to say everything Harley Davidson touring, all I did is I kept the exact same one, threw it in Photoshop and Softtails. So
that's right.
That's all you can do.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. What are you typing?
Yo, I'm answering the people in the side chat.
Oh my god, dude, you're typing away over here like you're in a courtroom.
Well, because I can, you know, I got cheated on.
You can what? Multitask? No, you can't. No, you can't. Listen, you're so lucky that it's just you and you don't have a partner. I'm just saying.
Yo, she's sitting right there, dude.
Well, she already made it. She already made it. She just signs the checks. So
I get supporting. Sure.
Oh man.
Oh man, this has been an awesome time. I'm so glad you guys came on. We really appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. I know your channel is so much bigger than ours, but we appreciate you coming on.
Dude, no, I appreciate it, man. That's awesome that you guys invited me over. It's like I've only done 2 lives. I did one of my own, and you're the first person to ever invite me to a show, you know. So.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I kind of give
that is so crazy to me. I watched your live stream. I remember that live stream.
Yeah, I remember that live stream.
Yeah, I remember you guys coming on and stuff. Yeah, and I kind of give Brian crap over at Blacktop. I give him crap. I'm like, man, you guys do all these live streams. He's like, yeah, they just invite us, and I'm like, I must be like a jerk or something. Like no one ever invites me to do a live stream. So.
You know what it is. Honestly, I think especially some of the smaller channels that do live streams, they see that 50,000 subs and they're like, "Holy cow!" You know.
Yeah, this guy's not going to come on.
But I mean, you know, hell, at some point I had 5,000 subs too.
We all start at the same place.
Exactly.
And you know, I have no problem asking anybody to come on. I mean, the worst somebody can say is no, and if it's not somebody's thing, it's not somebody's thing. I mean, it is.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we've had people not only, you know, not come on the show, but they've made us reschedule and then decided not to answer us ever again. So I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, and so people subscribe a number and they go, you know.
I thought it was awesome. You know, that little just a little bit before the show, I put on Facebook and stuff, and I was just. I made reference to that. Like, I do these install videos, and you know, I'm like, this is the way you do it, and torque specs, and blah blah. And I'm just straightforward, and I don't get to just like kind of chill. That's my channel, you know. Yeah. So I try to throw funny stuff in sometimes, but not a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So just to be able to hang out and just shoot the shit, you know, it's pretty cool.
Well, we really appreciate it, man, and we thank you, Mary, for letting him come on. But again, yeah, just awesome. Hopefully, I mean, maybe we can do it again down the line.
Yeah.
As we all grow, we appreciate it. Hopefully, and I plan to see you in Daytona, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if anybody's on here watching, if you see us in Daytona, man, say hi. Stop and say hey. You know, we're not above anybody, man. We're nobodies. We're just dudes
putting out videos,
shooting videos, man.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. And like Pro Monkey said in the side chat, he's going to be at the Cackleberry. For all you folks that are interested in that, head over to Cackleberry. You can find Pro Monkey in his tidy whities being weird and crazy. It should be a lot of fun.
He's got that fold-up stripper pole that comes out of the
the stripper pole on the back of the Johnny Cash Street Glide, whatever the hell he calls that thing.
All right,
awesome. Dude, we appreciate it, man. And we're going to see you down at Daytona. We're excited for that.
Yep.
Thank you for coming on, man. It's been an awesome time.
And hang out for a minute here.
And hang out after the fact, after
Real
we
quick.
close this out,
Sure.
so we can say goodbye.
Yeah, man.
Everybody in the side chat, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. This has been a freaking sorry if we didn't get to the side chat as much as we usually do. We had a lot of talking going on, and you guys were
101 likes, baby.
posting away over
Yeah,
here.
I'm trying to watch them over there. It's
Yeah.
hard
You can't
to
keep up, man. You can't keep up, guys. You guys are the best side chat. You guys are the best followers. We really appreciate it. We love you guys, and we will see you next week. Next week we got another amazing one. What do we got next week?
What do we got next week?
He doesn't even know. You don't even know.
I do know.
You don't even know.
We got Gears and Gadgets
We got
next
Gears
week.
and Gadgets next week, guys. Another awesome channel.
Another great channel. Hell yeah.
Yes. If you guys haven't been watching Gears and Gadgets, check out his channel. He does a lot of great stuff. He's going to be on with us next week. So definitely next Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Tune in for that. We'll see you in between then because we'll be
And-
posting videos. What's up?
Pro Monkey live tomorrow night.
Pro Monkey, is he live tomorrow night?
He's live tomorrow night.
You're certain?
Certain. I'm certain.
I
If he's
missed-
not, he's going to be now, but he is live tomorrow night.
I missed that advertisement. but
So
check out Pro Monkey. He's got an awesome Friday night live most Friday nights.
bring your
George
fireball.
claims he's the Pro Monkey. You're in the side chat. Are you live tomorrow night?
Yes.
He didn't answer yet. Did he answer you?
Well, it takes 7 seconds for them to see what you just said.
Well, I just want to make sure before we sign off because I feel like a jerk off announcing that he's not even playing for. And he's like, now, like, oh, shoot, we're doing a live tomorrow.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out. Later.
See you guys.